We don't talk about money or sex in America.
Put your hands together for my very next guest, Mr. Freddy DeAnda out of Chicago, Illinois. Freddy, I know you flew in all the way from the Windy City.
Yeah.
One of the most beautiful cities, I believe, in all the world.
I believe so also.
Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous. I know you're originally from
LA.
LA, California. Yeah. Also a great city. Not quite as clean, perhaps, downtown as Chicago.
Yeah.
And because Chicago has that like perfectly clean. It's amazing how clean they keep that.
You get a little
downtown.
bit of everything in downtown. You got some sightseeing, you have some museums, some Broadway, and phenomenal food, world-class food.
And you kind of own that town.
Not all of it, but we don't want to talk about too much about that.
And look, man, I'm absolutely, I'll even say almost giddy to interview you. And I've interviewed some awesome people, but you have done some incredible stuff in your life, in your business, and leading the way in kind of this social media world that everybody's trying to figure out. You've kind of conquered it, and I want to talk about a lot of this stuff. And you've also got some incredible passions that you do that's near and dear to your heart as you're an international speaker as well. Before we get into all the different stuff that you do that I think is going to help a lot of the viewers, business people today, I want to back up for a second, and I want to talk about, ask you, what was it like kind of growing up, Freddy?
Yeah.
You came from LA. You got a unique story with your family and brothers and sisters. Tell the viewers who Freddy is. How did Freddy grow up?
Yeah. So life growing up was tough. I'm from my mom's third marriage. My dad had 2 wives at the same time.
Yeah.
My mom didn't know that. So I actually met a half brother like 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. I'm from April of '78. He's from August. And my dad leaves those 2 women. My mom was pregnant with me, moves to Northern California, and starts a different relationship over there. So, and I live with my brother, my sister. We lived the time in Mexico because my grandma got real sick, and then came back to LA at the age of 8 and lived with my sister until I was 18 and went to study.
And your sister kind of ended up, your older sister, ended up raising you.
Oh, yeah.
And how much older was she than you?
Yeah, I would say my sister was about 15 years older than me.
15 years older?
Yeah.
What was it like financially in that time frame?
You know, hard. So my sister has 6 kids. We're living in a 2-bedroom house, my brother and I, so there's 10 of us.
Yeah.
In a small house in LA.
Yeah.
And just, you know, paycheck to paycheck from my brother-in-law. My mom's in Mexico. I don't know my dad in my early childhood. I don't meet him until I'm 14. And so I started hustling when I was young. I would go around the block and ask people if I could wash their cars.
Yeah.
I would go to the supermarkets, and some of the local supermarkets had where you could return the cart for your quarter.
Yeah.
If not, you don't get your quarter back. So I'd stand by the hour outside a supermarket and say, my name is Freddy. If you'll let me unload your cart, I'd just like to keep it and keep the quarter, you know? And I needed $1 or $2. And sometimes I'd make $3 and go buy me a hamburger and fries. I didn't have parents I could go get $3 from. Yeah. But, you know, I wouldn't change that story for anything.
Yeah, it's amazing because as we get deeper in this conversation, kind of that upbringing and how you were, it kind of has molded even your story today.
Absolutely.
Of how you're helping people as well today.
Yeah.
And it's almost like without that, I wonder if the Freddy that I know would be the Freddy today.
No.
Kind of without that.
No.
You know what I mean? It's a crazy. And how many brothers and sisters you got?
So there's 13 of us. I only have 1 brother that's same parents.
Right.
All the rest are half siblings. And, you know, actually there's 14 of us now. So 2 weeks ago, I get an email from Ancestry DNA. And I ran my DNA. I wanted to know my background and stuff. My wife's like, no, you're so tight with the dollar bill. I know you're Jewish. You know? I really thought that too, but it comes out that I'm not. And so that was about 18 months ago. So I get this email through Ancestry, and this girl says, I think I'm your half sister.
Wow. 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you meet another new half sister.
Yeah.
Was it true? Was she end up being your half sister?
The DNA doesn't lie. It was probably my dad met a woman in 91, 92 at a bar once, or picked up somebody on the side of the road. She was born in a jail.
this new half sister.
Yeah, this new half sister was born in a jail.
Yeah.
And never knew her dad, and so she ran her ancestry, and that was the closest
Was you.
relative. Yeah.
So now you're up to 14
Yeah,
half
yeah.
brothers and sisters that you have.
So far, if
Yeah.
if we get another interview in a year, that number may change.
I hope we interview you in a year. I'll put it
Yeah.
that way. I hope we get interview you again. Unique story, man, and I know it shaped so much of your life that I think we're going to get into a little bit more of that a little bit later. For the viewers, maybe that don't know you right now, I mean, you've got over 18 million followers.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
Yeah.
And your reach is amazing because it's not just U.S. based. You're reaching all
Yeah.
parts of the world right now with your followership.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. But before we get into that, tell us a little bit about what Freddy does right now. Where are you at right now? What do you do right now?
Yeah. So I'm a husband.
Yeah.
You know, almost 20 years of marriage. Got 5 kids from 17 to 6 years old, and so that's my main focus.
Yeah.
Is when you come sometimes from a broken background, you don't want your kids to go through that. I tell my
Sure.
kids I don't know what it's like to tell my dad, you know, for my dad to tell me good night.
Yeah.
But I love having that opportunity
Wow.
with my kids.
Yeah.
And so that passion, you know, I've seen my dad cry a lot of times because
Right.
he says, Freddie, if I could go back, you know, but you can't buy time.
Yeah.
You know, I would have done some things differently.
Yeah.
And so, and my dad, you know, has allowed me to share his story. I called my mom the other day because I'm in the middle of writing my first book and it's for relationships. And I said, can I put some stories, Mom? I don't want to hurt you though.
Sure. Absolutely.
And my mom said, yeah, that's fine because they're all true.
Right.
And, but I feel like if my parents would have been educated about marriage, my life would have been different.
Sure.
And so my passion right now is I really want to help people with their relationships. And you know, the classic story is sometimes, you know, I get more respect at work than I get at home.
Right.
And we're successful in other areas of life, and sometimes we feel that in this one area of relationships, man, we're really failing.
Yeah.
And people just want some answers. And so I'm using some of my backstory, some of my, you know, my upbringing, and some things that my wife and I are implementing that we're really living.
Yeah.
You know, just to try to go out there and talk to people and educate people and help change their relationships.
Yeah. It's amazing how passionate you are. I can hear it in your voice, in your eyes, about how passionate you sincerely want to help relationships and marriages and so forth, which I absolutely love about you. And I want to talk more about that. You have this amazing background in business as well, which you don't really talk about that much. You really don't mention it that much on your videos and so forth. You're very humble in how you go about it, but you've built a real estate empire, kind of behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And is it fair to say you kind of use maybe that income, that cash flow that you've built to help you propel your message of what you really want to talk about, which is helping relationships?
Oh, absolutely. So, you know, my background of how I view certain things about money comes from hustling with my dad at 14.
Yeah.
My dad doesn't know how to read or write. And so my dad went to Tijuana, you know, in a truck and picked up a few items, went to a San Jose flea market, started a business. I meet him when I'm 14, and he's storing everything in public storages. And then we drive by this empty warehouse, like a block away from the San Jose flea market, which at that time was one of the largest in America. And he says, and I said, Dad, how about a warehouse? And he says, well, I don't know. So we call. He's getting some voices of discouragement.
Yeah.
We're talking to lawyers. He doesn't know how to read. The lease is $3,000. You know, this is back in '92. So that's a lot. I said, do you make $3,000 a month? He's like, yeah, I make $3,000 a month. I said, let's go for it. So we get, a 3-year lease, 2-year subleases, and then his business booms.
Sure.
And then so my dad his hustle really taught me a lot about the value of a dollar bill.
Okay.
And so then I get married. My dad loans me some money. And, every entrepreneur needs that somebody to come and help him. And that was my dad. So he loaned me some money, interest free. I did pay him all back in 10 years. And it was to buy a house.
Yeah.
And what I did is I took 10% of the money my dad loaned me as a down payment on my house.
Okay.
And I acquired some rental properties, 3 of them. And then out of the blue, somebody calls me and says, we like what you've done with your properties. We want to buy them. And I gave them a price like I thought they would not accept.
Yeah.
They said, we'll take them for that price, sold all of them.
Yeah.
So then I did 6, and then I did 12, and then next year I did 18, and then the market crashed.
Sure.
But I didn't have any debt.
Yeah.
And so I was able to leverage, you know, some of that. And then I flipped a few and kept on buying rentals, and it just snowballed little by little. But I got a lot of that from my dad, just from his
that hustle entrepreneur
absolutely
side of it. Man. Awesome. So you have this real estate empire, which I don't want to go too much into. I really want to go back. I really want to talk about kind of year 2, where I think you've absolutely crushed it, which is the social media, which like everybody's trying to figure out. How do you do what Freddie did? How do you get 18 million people to follow you? You've got videos that have millions upon millions of views. I want to talk about a little bit of that right now, okay? First of all, let's go back to the beginning. Like, did you have this idea that you wanted to be this voice or this social media icon, or how did it kind of start?
So my wife and I have a weekly date.
Okay.
That's her time. And I can't give that time to anybody.
Okay.
It's her time. It's Tuesday night. I do whatever she wants, a restaurant, go to the store. That's just her time.
It's just like set in stone in your marriage.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if we don't have that time, she needs that time. And it really is like a need for her.
Okay.
And so, and I think that's one of the things that has given us a great marriage. And so we're out on a date, we're coming out of a Marshall's, you know, we're bargain shoppers, and we're in a car, and I said, you know, a lot of Hispanic men, they don't really do anything with their families.
Okay.
I said, do you mind, Facebook had just come out with the live feature.
Okay.
I said, do you mind if we just make a video in the car? She's like, sure. Now, she doesn't speak great Spanish, and so she's a little uncomfortable. What am I gonna say? I said, don't worry, I'll carry it, you know?
Yeah.
So we're in the car, and I say, hey, everybody, this is Freddie and Ellie. I just wanna encourage some of you to invest in your marriage.
Yeah.
Maybe just go to McDonald's and get a cup of coffee. Because sometimes Hispanics, everything is work-oriented.
Sure.
And they don't have any me time with each other. So we make a Facebook Live. I think 20 people watched it.
Yeah.
And like a week, I thought that was it.
Sure.
Just encourage, hey, would you go out on a date this week? I want to challenge you.
Yeah. Now, what year was this? Give me a ballpark.
17?
2017.
Early 17.
So this is like maybe two and a half years ago, something like that. Okay.
Yeah, early 17. And a friend of ours says, hey, just want you to know we're struggling a little bit in our marriage.
Yeah.
Could you continue to make videos? And I was like, what?
Uh-huh.
So something inside of me said, you know, that message resonated with somebody.
Sure.
So every Tuesday night, we're at a restaurant, we're in a car, we just committed.
Wow.
For like 18 months straight before any of my videos went viral.
Okay.
So I'm getting 50 views, 100 views, 200 views, 1,000 views, but I'm not having views in 10,000, 50,000. So about 18 months later, well, so then this is what happened. There's a mutual friend of ours, and they have a small photography business. They enjoyed what we were doing.
Okay.
So the husband says, hey, my wife wants to use my Canon camera. I was just on my phone the whole time. All videos are on my phone. We're just live. We want to help you. We want to produce this. And I was like, okay, if you want to help us. So he comes over that day, and we say, you know what, let's talk about the future. So we go sit in our van where, before we're going on a date, he gets in the back seat.
Now you say van, like a minivan?
Yeah, like a little Toyota minivan.
You're a mom, dad, kid.
Oh
minivan.
yeah, absolutely.
No Range Rover, not the Bentley.
Now, if you want to trade my wife for the Bentley, she'll take it. She will take it. You don't have to ask her twice. She
You're in
will.
the back of a minivan here. This is awesome, man.
Yeah. So we're in the front seat.
Yeah.
The camera guys, where the kids sit in the back. And so we start making this video, and so we pretend to fight, and I'm saying we're making this up.
Sure.
It just, people like that acting.
Okay.
And so I'm saying, why'd you tell the kids all of our marital problems?
Okay.
And she's like, well, you're the one that was writing that woman. And I'm like, yeah, but then you're the one that, I saw that note from your boss.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I look at the camera and I say, you know what the problem is with this marriage? That we're focused on the past and we're never looking at our future. And I said, you got a rear view mirror? And I said, then you got your whole future in front of you.
The massive windshield.
And I said, you're concentrating on the wrong thing. So if you're gonna stay together, let me give you 3 pieces of advice. But if all I did was look at that rear view mirror, we would crash.
Yeah.
Your marriages are crashing because you're focusing on the wrong thing. Well, then that video, like by Friday, you know, we post that on a Tuesday, had 50,000 views, and I was like, what? Never thought any of our videos were, you know, nobody knows me.
Right.
But we wanted to help people. Well, that video it was our first video to go over 1 million. It went viral. And that was about October, about 18 months after we had initially started.
Okay.
But it took us 18 months to get a viral video out there. And that was the video that then allowed some traffic to come to Facebook.
Sure. So you went 18 months on your cell phone every Tuesday.
Yeah, every Tuesday.
You know, the unique part there is you see so many people trying to build brands, trying to go famous on social media and so forth. Anytime anybody that has built a following on social media, it was always because they were trying just to help someone.
Absolutely.
It was like they never meant to go do this one thing. They were literally just trying to, whether it be entertain someone, if they're a comedy person or whatever it is. In your case, you were just trying to help a marriage because it was near and dear to your heart, and you were just trying to help. There was you never meant to go build this thing.
No. And you know, if you're out there and you're trying to do something on social media, I would just say some of my videos where I got 20, 30, 40 million views, it's sometimes just me passionately talking to somebody, crying. And it's real, it's raw, it's with my cell phone, it's no professional lighting or anything. It's just sharing a message to try to help somebody. And what I have found is that those messages from your heart, sometimes you got to pull over on the side of the road, sometimes you got to stop what you're doing because that fire is burning in you and you got to get that message out, are some of the best messages you'll ever produce. And sometimes, Andrew, it just comes from one thought, just one thought that you're passionate about in that moment. And if you don't take advantage of that moment, you may not get that moment back.
So if you were telling someone right now that maybe watching and they're trying to build their brand on social media, is that kind of your advice right there, like of what they should go do is be authentic to who they are?
Yeah. So I would say sometimes we're selling things. Let people trust you first.
Okay.
Before you ever sell them anything.
Right.
Let them believe in you. Let them know this person is real, they're trustworthy, they're not fake, they're not trying to sell me anything. Because what's gonna happen is when they get a following to you, they will start trusting you.
Right.
And then one day when you come with some advice regarding something about their business, something that they need, you've already built a trust with them. And that trust is the hardest part.
Is earning the trust from
Absolutely.
them. Yeah. Probably over those 18 months, you were just constantly earning trust, with really no return. You had no return at all on this.
No return.
Yeah. It's incredible. I know you've had a lot of videos go absolutely viral.
Yeah.
Massively viral, right? Not one or two, but you've had a lot just go off the charts. What's the most amount of views you have on one video? Do you know?
Probably creeping up to like 150 million views.
Yeah. I did the research. Video. I know the answer.
Oh, wow.
And you're right. You're right at 150 million views on one video.
I hadn't checked that recently.
Yeah. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That you made a video.
Yeah.
And 150 million people.
Yeah.
Of course, I mean, obviously you have an international, worldwide audience, but just for numbers' sakes, I mean, you're approaching, America has like 320 million, I think some odd people right now. I mean, you're approaching half of America.
That's crazy.
Human bodies have watched one video that you produce. And you got other ones that have 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, 20 million, just pretty regularly now that you hit that. On all these different social media platforms, right? You have. I want to give some more education to the viewers. There's Facebook, there's Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, right? There's TikTok now. Out of all of those, do you post the same message on each of them, or do you kind of post different messages?
No, they're different.
You post differently.
Every social media platform is different. Every algorithm is different. And once again, I've not been to any seminars. I've not had a conversation with other social media influencers. These are just the school of hard knocks of me just going through it, learning things, trying things. And let me say this, for every video, that has 1 million, there's been a lot of failure.
Wow, yeah.
but even those messages have helped somebody else. But no, Facebook is one algorithm. YouTube is a different algorithm. TikTok, I'm brand new on TikTok. I've only been there about 30 days.
Okay.
But I'm really enjoying TikTok.
You like TikTok right now?
I really like TikTok.
That's your jam?
It's heavy.
What is, so if you like it, what's your handle on TikTok?
Just Freddy DeAnda, DDY DeAnda. So yeah, Freddy DeAnda, just go there and.
We'll put it on the screen as well with the text there. So it's Freddy DeAnda. The Freddy was the Y, not the IE, and you're on TikTok right now, crushing 60-second videos.
Yeah, I'm loving that.
You love it.
I'm just
What do you think is making you love it so much?
Out of all the platforms, it's the one that entertains me. I'm having fun on it, and it also gives me an opportunity to connect with my kids. So I'll go home recently, right, with my kids, and I'll walk in and I'll tell my kids like, "Man, I'm this old 42-year-old like dad."
Yeah.
And I'm crushing it on TikTok. How are you guys doing? TikTok is your generation. How many followers do you have? And they'll be like, "Whatever, Dad, whatever."
No.
You know, but it's fun.
Yeah.
And people are enjoying TikTok right now.
You enjoy it. You like it a lot right now.
I like it.
If you were starting off, would you tell someone to kind of go start hitting TikTok pretty hard right now?
So if I had to start from scratch right now, today, I would definitely say TikTok is where I would spend my time building a platform, building an audience. No questions asked. And this is coming from a guy who has, 14 million on Facebook.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But you go to TikTok?
Absolutely. Right now, so when I hit that first viral video, I was doing some crazy numbers, 150,000 followers, 300,000 followers a week sometimes, where now the algorithm on Facebook does not really favor creators.
Okay.
Where on TikTok, you're not going to see your mom, your aunt, your cousins. You're going to go see some of these creators that are doing things in a minute that you're like, "Hey, I like that."
Yeah.
And so the algorithm right now, I see that favor for creators. If you're out there, go to TikTok.
And honestly, in your line of work right now, you're really using social media platform, really, again, it goes back to your original purpose of really just helping people in relationships.
Absolutely.
That's like your whole purpose of your TikTok, or of your TikToks and so forth.
Yeah, so I tell my team, right, "Hey, we got to go on TikTok, cut up my videos from Facebook and YouTube, make them a minute long and launch them over there." We're getting 10,000 views, 20,000 views, maybe one or two at 100,000 views. But for me, I'm used to views of 1 million. You know what I mean? Like, I'm making videos that hit 1 million or more. If not, I'm wasting my time.
Yeah.
And so then I get in TikTok because I hadn't studied it.
You just kind of threw it over there and said,
"Yeah, I just told somebody on my team, my video editor, hey, cut up some of the old stuff."
Right.
And then I'm going on TikTok, and now I'm in TikTok, and I'm going to say this: TikTok is not all dancing.
Okay.
It's not all fun and games.
Okay.
There's a lot of education going on TikTok, but you need to go in there and immerse yourself and start watching that, and I think it'll help you. And see, that was my mentality. TikTok is for teenagers.
Right.
It's a bunch of kids dancing, wasting their time. And I found out there's another world to TikTok. And I'm telling you right now, the opportunity is on TikTok.
Yeah.
So then once I studied TikTok, because you got to study what are people looking for on this specific platform.
On that thread, yeah.
So I started tailoring some of my videos. And so like I got a video over 6 million views. I made it in 5 minutes with my 2 boys. I got another video, I think it's over 3 million, and I've only been there 30 days.
Yeah.
Now I got other stuff that I do that has 50,000, 100,000, but I'm kind of learning what does it take to make viral videos on TikTok.
Do you, Instagram, with all the controversy with TikTok and China and so forth, and they almost got shut down, and then Instagram came out with their Reels. Yeah. The new little Reels section. Have you hit any of that yet?
No.
Haven't played with that one yet.
I'm not having fun with Instagram. The other thing about Instagram, because I'm trying to, and I got nothing except trying to help somebody today.
Right.
But on Instagram, I'll give you an example. On Instagram, I got 1.6, 1.7, I forget the number. Let's say 1.6 million followers, right? So I'll hustle and I'll get 10,000 followers in a week. And if I hustle just a little bit less, I'll get 7,000 followers in a week. But then I put some hustle in TikTok and give that thing like 30 minutes a day, literally, or an hour maybe, and I may gain 200,000 followers in a week.
Right.
So, I mean, if you're getting all this hustle, for me, 10,000, and I can get 20 times back, I'm on TikTok. So what happens, now here's what I'm doing. I make the videos on TikTok, and I go ahead and share them on my Instagram. TikTok will allow you to bring that video over. But I'm creating it on TikTok. And now the other thing too is this video over here is getting 500,000 views, but on my Instagram, there's just so much crowd over there. There's room for you on TikTok right now. And these numbers that I'm seeing on TikTok are the numbers I was seeing 2 years ago on Facebook that I'm not seeing right now. So if you are looking, and let me say this to somebody out there. Maybe you've invested money, time, and energy on Facebook. Rest a little bit. And try it out on TikTok.
Do it on TikTok.
And I'll see you in 30 days.
That's what you tell them right now, starting off.
Absolutely.
Interesting. I like it.
And sometimes it's hard, Andrew, because maybe they've invested some time, energy, and money on Facebook and say, I can't leave this platform. Try it out.
I think a lot of times people misuse social media in the sense of they think the argument is always, well, I can't monetize TikTok. I can't monetize TikTok, right? On Instagram, I could sell something.
I just got monetized on TikTok this morning.
And it's like, well, my whole point is like, you're looking at the wrong way. It's not about trying to monetize it. You're just trying to help someone.
Absolutely.
Monetization is later on when that time comes.
So I started TikTok before they came out with the announcement that they were going to pay creators. I started Facebook before Facebook ever monetized creators. You know, and so, I feel like the money follows the help. When you help people, they're willing, if they trust you, to say, I'm going to invest in that once they trust you. Absolutely.
I love it. I want to talk a little bit about, I want to kind of shift gears here, and I want to go on really why you're even on social media. Right? There's a purpose for you being on social media. It's not these random videos about everything that's out there. You have a very specific agenda.
Absolutely.
That you're reaching on the social media platform, which I think is important to talk about. Before we do that, I want to have a little session here called Rapid Fire.
All right, let's go.
And we're going to mix it up a little bit, and we're going to hit a session on Rapid Fire. This is a super safe, though. Here we go. So these will be rapid fire questions. I got about 5 or 6 of them. You just tell me the first thing that sort of pops in your head when you get one of these answers here. Pick one: Lakers title or Dodgers World Series win.
We'll go with Dodgers this year.
Dodgers?
Absolutely.
Dodgers?
They've been waiting longer.
You think LeBron's going to pull it off this year in the bubble?
Do I believe that?
Yeah, you think he will?
I want to believe it, but no.
You don't think? Yeah, right. You want it to happen.
I want it to happen,
but you don't see it this year.
No.
In the bubble for him.
No.
Best taco place in Northwest Indiana.
So I live in Northwest Indiana, suburb of Chicago. No, you got to go to the hood in Chicago and get some good tacos over there.
So you got to go to the hood in Chicago.
Absolutely.
You got a certain jam in Chicago you go for tacos? Or is it all just mom and pop off the?
So one of my favorite places is called La Pasadita.
Okay.
I
can't even say that.
Exactly. I tried saying it, in a way that you would understand it.
You try to slow it down for me?
Absolutely. Great steak tacos right there. Carne asada all day long.
That's
great
you.
Salsa. Oh yeah, that rice water. You ever had the rice water?
I'm gonna pass on that.
So here's a recommendation. Horchata. Just like that.
Okay.
You got to try that. It's made. It's a base of rice with some sugar in there. It'll change your life. Absolutely.
Is the money?
Absolutely. Money is horchata.
That's your answer for later. Here we go. When someone, let's see here. Let me go with this one here. Okay, this would be a funny one, little political, funny one here. Would you rather? So you got to pick one. Would you rather have AOC and Kamala Harris as new deacons in a church, or Kanye and Kim as new choir directors?
I'll take Kanye and Kim all day long. All day long.
You'll say Kanye and Kim as your choir directors.
Because AOC will shut down the church. She'll be giving away the pews tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Well, someone's got to have them. We got to pass that stuff around for sure. That's good, man. Next one here. Pick one. What is your favorite Chicago pizza?
Yeah, Giordano's all day long. Deep dish.
That's your money, Giordano's. You a Illuminati's fan?
No. I think they're tied to the Illuminati, so I stay away from them.
That's too close to that.
Yeah,
the overall Jay-Z brand.
You know, I tried Illuminati's.
Yeah.
They opened one by my house.
Okay.
And I just
wasn't there, man.
No, have you tried that?
Oh yeah, I love them, man.
Maybe
not
I
a
just
deep
had it
dish.
the wrong day.
I do agree with you that the deep dish at Giordano's is the best. I do
Okay.
agree with that one. Illuminati's, to me, if you just get the regular kind of pan pizza, man, I love that one. And Giordano's you like Giordano's better than Gino's East?
You know, I haven't had Gino's East because I've been a fan of Giordano's.
Stayed right there.
But if
You're
you
a man
come
of
to Chicago, we
consistency,
can
man.
try it out.
You're
Absolutely.
a man of consistency.
Yeah.
All right, man. Very good. Let me talk about, on a serious note here, I want to talk about your message. You have a very specific message, and I want to try to help some people today.
Yeah.
Because I think this is a real struggle that I've been through.
Yeah.
That I think a lot of entrepreneurs go through, that I think your message is dead on accurate. It's almost one of those things where I want to bring you on multiple times, because I think you can reach some and help some people that are going through what you try to help. Talk to me a little bit about just your message in general, and then let's come back to it.
Yeah, so I think a lot of times we just lack, you know, when you get married, a lot of times you never read a book. It doesn't come with a manual. And, you know, if you ask me, Freddie, what's harder, making money or having a good marriage?
Yeah.
Making money is easy.
Okay.
Relationships are hard.
Yeah.
Hard work, everyday work, it's a grind. But I also believe that what you can get from a relationship is a million times more rewarding than money. And we need some education so that we can be successful at both. Because I don't want you to come home to your $1 million condo and it's just you.
Yeah.
And just along the path, you weren't trying either.
Sure.
You weren't trying to lose the love of your life. You weren't trying to lose your marriage.
Right.
It just, you know, I think it was, you know, Bill Gates' wife recently came out with a book and said, I almost left him because he's a workaholic.
Right.
16 hours a day. There was a period of 5 years, 7 days a week, 16 hours. And if he's home, then he's reading a book.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what am I doing? Am I rearing these kids by myself?
Right.
And it was a struggle, and she opens that up. But I'm telling you, sometimes we look from the outside at success, and I really want you to get to that finish line with your wife, your significant other, your children, enjoying both. Both are possible.
And a lot of people, I think, would kind of have the belief that sometimes it's not possible to have both. Build a business, have the ton of money, and then have that super healthy, successful marriage as well. And you're the opposite of saying it's 100%.
Absolutely. So, you know, I would say, you know, that entrepreneurial spirit is in me.
Sure.
But I saw my dad make a lot of mistakes. I meet my dad when he's 14, and my dad doesn't know how to read or write. He's a millionaire in the United States. You know, but he has not been successful with relationships.
Yeah.
And so I'm living with him. He's cheating on his current wife. And one day she sits me down and says, is your dad cheating on me? And I said, listen, if you can't see the writing on the wall, I mean, you kind of already know you're his wife. I don't want to be in the middle of this fight.
Right.
You know, I would work with him every summer. I lived in SoCal with my sister. I would go to Northern California and work with my dad every summer. And that one ended up in divorce too, for him. Then I meet this half sister that I told everybody about. Like, you know, my dad probably, you know, picked up some lady on the side of the road. And I call him now, and he's not proud of that.
Yeah.
You know, I called him. He's in some business thing in Mexico right now. And I said, hey, Dad, I need to talk to you. I think you got another daughter. And he's like, oh. You want to send me pictures? I go, well, yeah. He goes, send me pictures of the lady, of the girl's mom. You know, let me see if I recognize her. I go, Dad, the DNA doesn't lie. I go, but what I want you to do is take a paternity test. He goes, okay, if I'm responsible, I'm responsible. But my dad's cried a lot of times, and my dad doesn't cry with me, saying, if I could go back and have what you and Ellie have, Freddie, I'd give it all up.
Yeah.
But you can't buy time.
Right. And no matter how much money, it was kind of one of the reasons we started the whole concept here, right? Money is.
Yeah.
Because it's not everything. It is not going to give you everything that you want just because you get it. there's things that are way more valuable than money that are out there that money cannot buy.
Yeah.
Talk about, I know you had this entrepreneurial, which again you don't talk a lot about, but you had this super successful business that you manage, build, you got staff, employees, everything. And then you have then your message is all about this relationship, building better relationships. A lot of entrepreneurs find themselves, myself included here, find themselves sometimes just wide open in a business, nonstop.
Yeah.
We almost have like blinders on because we want this level of success. We want to reach this pinnacle. And you know, some of it is we're kind of born as visionaries to a certain degree, and we think big, but along the way, there's a lot of almost like body bags on that journey, right? How does that entrepreneur that's chasing that dream kind of adjust his mindset or goals there?
All right.
How does he fix that?
Yeah. So the people watching this are here because they value advice and wisdom.
Okay.
And so early in my marriage, I would not value my wife's opinion. And here's why. Because I'm building a business. I'm the one staying up till 2 a.m. Now we have children and she's doing the children's side, the home side. So I'm trying to respect that.
Right.
You know, we have 5 kids. We have our home is full. And sometimes she would say, hey, I know you haven't asked me, but I think this next business deal you're going to make, or this person, you know, there's just something about that person. And because she wasn't involved in the day-to-day, you know, and I want to be respectful to my wife because right now she manages everything. But at that time, you know, I would talk to her about the business, but I'm building this business.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? And I'm giving you the flexibility to stay home. You don't have to work out of the house. But because she wasn't involved in the day-to-day, and so here's one thing I would tell all the men. I would be like, the problem is when somebody else you're paying for advice, that person doesn't know everything about you.
Yeah.
Your best counselor may be your wife because she may not know the business side of it, but she knows your side of it.
Yeah.
And she knows your home. She knows what your children need at that time. And so I would say, let's look at that significant partner's advice with a little bit more grace because that person isn't trying to hurt you. That person is actually watching out for you like nobody else is.
Yeah.
And so when later on in marriage, I learned that, I'm telling you, man, and just my wife has become my best advisor, my best counselor, when early in marriage I didn't value that because she wasn't in the daily grind, the daily hustle with me. So I would say to every person out there, sit down if you want to make it long term and talk about this business. And when somebody shares their opinion with you, sometimes it's not that they're trying to go against you. You know, even women have a sixth sense, man, and they can help you. And then the other thing about my entrepreneurial spirit is, we leave these body bags because we're running over people in the process. And sometimes the danger of that is what you sometimes most love about somebody, you may also hate about that person.
Yeah.
Because, so my wife loves the entrepreneurial spirit, right? I'm trying to build, I'm trying to provide for us. But then sometimes I would take that same spirit home. And so now what I do is I leave that spirit in my vehicle.
Okay.
And what has helped me is when I get home, I'm the chief servant. I literally walk in and the first question I ask my wife is, hey, what is there for me to do? Well, you know, I've been struggling with his homework or nobody set the table yet.
Wow.
And I'm telling you, just coming home instead of being the boss and saying, I'm here to serve, has transformed our marriage.
That is incredible. So you gave a lot of good points there. I want to back up a little bit with you. You talked a little bit about sometimes in a business, and I'm giving this from a male's perspective right now.
Okay.
Sometimes in a business, like you said, maybe the male is running, hyper-focused, driven in his business.
Yeah.
And because his wife is not in it with him, working, right? She supports, but not maybe like working inside the business with him, he doesn't respect her opinion as much from the business aspect.
Yeah.
And in reality, you're saying she may have some of the best advice, sixth sense, not about the business, but about you.
Absolutely.
And something you're doing in business.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
We are created to see one side of things, and
Okay.
sometimes you're so laser focused that you need somebody to open up that world, that other side that a woman can see.
Okay.
With me, sometimes it's just been that I was too trusting in somebody, made a bad investment, and if I would have listened to her, she saw, and here's the whole thing, I didn't see it, and
Right.
you're not gonna see it
Right.
until it's too late.
Maybe when we go out in business, not that we're trying to be fake, but we do have kind of a guard up, a shield up. I'm going to use the word facade. That's not the right word, but we kind of had this like little facade up.
Yeah.
And we sometimes come across a certain way. But the reality is, when you're married and you have that wife that knows you in and out of every weakness that you possibly have, that you would never want someone in the business world to know,
Yeah.
she actually does know it. She's been with you for 12 years now. There's nothing that you've hid from her from this standpoint. Do you think it's that insight because she, like you said, kind of sees you differently than maybe the business world sees, and can kind of help guide you because of your weaknesses? Can help guide you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what she's going to do for you is provide her input. And I always say to the men, listen, take everything that she's going to tell you with a grain of salt. Because what happens is we're used to tearing down walls, and sometimes it's almost like you're building a wall for me, you know? But just consider the advice.
Right.
And another thing I would say is look at some past times that maybe she's given you some advice, you've gone against it. And I'm talking about some big deals. And you've gone against it and kind of say, you know what, maybe I need to ask her regarding some of these things that have more to do in common with this, or a similar business venture. Because, or I'll tell you another thing, take her to dinner and have her meet those people. Because she may also find something over there that she as a woman just, and I'm telling you, it's been weird because every time I've been upset with her, she's been right on the money.
Can you think of any maybe old deals that you kind of blew up on you, where she said, don't do this, and you're
so
like...
I had available money, right? And I know this is kind of off, hey, and I would just say to everybody, don't buy just because you have money.
Right.
Set up
As an investor in business.
Some of the biggest mistakes I've made with that, it's because we had money in the bank. And so I thought, because I got this money in the bank, you know, you're rolling in the dough, I can make this investment and make money off it. And I did, and she warned me about that. And she said this to me, she said, you know, you've made money on your own. I don't think you need a partner. And I said, no, but I can kind of put this money in this person's hands, and he's gonna make the money. And she said, well, why is he looking for money with you? Why doesn't he go to a bank? And I said, well, what do you know? You know what I mean? And I lost that money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Costly
Oh, absolutely.
advice there.
Absolutely.
Let's do it from the other side. I want to talk about, what about if a lot of husband and wives, I think you said you do now as well, work together,
Yeah.
right? And I was interviewing someone just recently, and him and his wife, literally all day long, they're together.
Yeah.
They work in the business together. They're both owners in the business together. There's a lot of a time where you're in this business together with someone, but then there's also this relationship time, and those get overlapped a lot. And normally the business, it seems like, takes over the relationship side of it.
Yeah.
How do you kind of manage that right there?
What has helped us right now is she has her office.
Okay.
She does the day-to-day managing, talking to clients. I'm more with my passion right now, which is helping people with my public speaking into people's relationships, my social media. So she has taken over, you know, that real estate side of the business. And I'm going to be honest with you, there are some times where she has made a decision where I kind of, I would have done it a little bit different. But she's the boss of that now. And I have to be respectful to her and give her an opportunity. And I may bring it up at a different time, but I'll just, man, maybe once a month really check in on that side of things. But she's running that. That's her business now. Obviously, you know, we make all decisions together, all the big decisions. But I would say if you and your wife, what is that person's strength? You have to trust that person. And I can't treat her like she doesn't know. Early in our marriage, and I will say, I think where marriage helped me is, and part of this is my Hispanic background, right? I wouldn't consider her, or if she wanted to have some time for her and her mom, I was real hard on her, and one day she started crying on me. Mm-hmm. And she said, I'm not your daughter. Not that you should treat your daughter that way, but basically what I was saying is, you don't have a voice here. Mm-hmm. You know, and she was basically saying, are we partners?
Right.
Or do I not have a say-so and a voice in this?
Right.
And so I would say one of the most important things, if you're a man, you're in that hustle, you're in that grind, you're partners.
Yeah.
She may not be coming to the office every day, but she's your partner. She's probably the person that most believes in you. She wants us to succeed more than anybody. And here she is helping you with your vision and your dream, right?
Right.
Well, what are her dreams? Mm-hmm. What are her passions? And it may be as simple as she really wants to go on a family vacation.
Right.
But you don't want to take a week off. Mm-hmm. A big thing for my wife recently, right, was her mom turned 70. Mm-hmm. And she said, I need several thousands of dollars for my mom's 70th. And my mother-in-law, Andrew, I think you've met her.
Yeah.
She's one of the most generous,
loving,
outgoing people,
wonderful,
loving you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah. She says, I don't want to invite people to a dinner party and have them pay. I feel it's kind of tacky. She said, I'm going to need, well, it was more than what she asked me for.
Yeah.
But you know what? I can't tell you like what I felt that day being able to do that for my wife and my mother-in-law.
Sure.
Money can't buy that, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just that satisfaction. But 10 years ago, I wouldn't have done that. Mm-hmm. And so I feel that I've had to soften my heart to let my wife in and help me, because in certain things you're going to be polar opposites, mm-hmm. but that's not a bad thing.
Right.
That may be the greatest thing that you, sometimes, you know, so what most may frustrate you about your wife, because she's not trying to go against you. I had a thought one morning, because we had a fight, right? And here I am sharing our fights again, right? And I thought, did Ellie get up this morning wanting to hurt me? And I said, absolutely not.
Right.
Then why are you mad at her? And it's almost like, does your wife want to hurt you? Does she not want you to succeed? She's probably the person in life who's paid a price next to you.
Sure.
She wants you to succeed.
Yeah.
And I think when you start having these conversations of letting that person in, you know, women love that emotional intimacy. Mm-hmm. I mean, your marriage will go to another level.
One of the unique things is, I know you do a lot of you've done several speaking events where you've hosted the event. You speak all over the world, but you've done a couple where you've hosted it, and thousands have showed up to hear Freddie speak on relationships and marriage and so forth. And you know, you go there and you walk in and the place erupts because you show up.
Yeah.
Here's 1,000, 2,000, whatever it is, people in the room. Freddie walks in the back of the room and everybody starts clapping, cheering, screaming, chanting your name, whatever it may be. And you speak, and people take photos with you, and even in our office today, right? We were in here in the studio, and one of our staff that followed you, I didn't know they followed you, and came in here and asked for a photo, right?
Yeah.
How do you go from that to back to being husband and dad?
Yeah.
In the sense of, even the entire time you've been here, you have a very, very humble mannerism about you as a man, as a human. You're a very, very humbled persona that you have, right?
Yeah.
And then you talked about that chief servant, which I thought was so unique, because of those, like, how do you go from Freddie, this rock star that everybody goes nuts over, to let me come home and ask you what do you need to help you with?
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Okay, so who you see on social media wouldn't be who that is on social media without the other side of me.
Okay.
I'm not that guy. Social media, to a certain degree, it lies to you. It makes people bigger than who they are.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be a big person. So I feel that the day I stop being who I really am is the day people will stop following me. And my passion is, you know, to do what my parents didn't do. Between my in-laws and my parents, there's 14 marriages.
Wow.
And half siblings everywhere.
Yeah.
And I really, truly believe, you know, Here's my dad, right now, today. He's in Mexico in a business venture building cabins by himself.
Yeah.
Doesn't have anybody next to him. And me and my dad have these conversations. And I say, Dad, do you mind if I share your story? You know, because I'm not trying to just, you know, poo-poo on my dad.
Sure.
He says, no, Freddie, let's help people. Let's help people through my mistakes.
Yeah.
And so who I really am is not who you see on social media. It's just a guy that loves his wife. I truly love my kids. And I truly want to help people with their relationships.
Yeah.
Because I feel that no matter what we're doing, Andrew, it doesn't matter who it is, man. They get to the end of life, and a lot of them would trade buckets of money to go back and have a little bit of time with their kids on a swing.
Yeah, yeah.
Have a date with their wife.
Sure.
And sometimes, you know, you only have so much time in a day. And I would just say, you know, where's your break? You know, it's, you know, because once you have money, it's easier to say yes, but sometimes you got to say no to some people to say yes to your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing, man. I so many thoughts run through my head. One of our partners here today, we're bringing in guests, and we have a huge company here we're running. And I reached out to him today, telling him, hey, who's coming in for the show, and I always like to introduce him. And he texted me back, and he couldn't be here today. Because he was at his son's football game, and not blew off work, but I love watching his priorities in life, because that son's only gonna play football so many times. There's only so many games he's gonna have, and he was at his son's football game today with this huge business we have running. But that's where he was today. It's amazing when you find those people that can manage that life-work balance. And you've done obviously a wonderful job at it. There's 1,000 questions running through my head that I want to ask you that I think you could help people so much here. Let me do this. Let's do the money is sign. No. I take it back. I want to do some favorites, because I have some good favorites for you. I want to get some of these favorites out real quick, because I want to know some of Freddie's favorites that he has in life here. And then I want to jump on this money is sign, and then I want to give this floor to you and try to help the viewers of what you would have them take away today.
Yeah.
And hopefully I can get some more time with you and break some more stuff. Let me go through some of your Freddie's favorites that we have here. Number one, who is your favorite kind of influencer that you watch, follow? You're as big as you are, but is there somebody you watch or follow?
Yeah, I don't know if you've ever heard of a guy by the name of Eddie Wilson.
Eddie, no.
Yeah, you got to look him up.
No, I'm not going to. I'm a hard pass on that one. Hard pass. Not a pass, a hard pass. No, Eddie's a great guy. He works with us here, and he's helped me build my brand from the beginning. And he runs the company Empire here as well. I think you've already answered this, but I'll answer it just for confirm here.
Yeah.
What's your favorite social media platform?
Yeah, so right now, TikTok.
Still TikTok. You
Let's
haven't
go on
changed your mind
TikTok.
for 30
Absolutely.
minutes.
Nope.
What's your favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Is it Christmas?
Absolutely.
We got the 5 kids now, and is it a wake up early in the morning at your house still on Christmas Day?
Well, I'm Hispanic.
Okay.
And so, Mexicans, we do everything. We get to everything late except Christmas. We're a day early, man. Yeah, we're opening them gifts, you know what I mean?
You know, it's funny. I got some buddies that were a Mexican, and they were. I took them out to eat out in Chicago. They came out to Chicago. We did some deals together, and this is years ago. And I took them to all my favorite places and pizza and so forth, and we had a great time. I went out to LA, which is where they're from, and they're like, "Hey, we want to take you out to eat." So they took me out to eat, and they're like, "We're going to take you to authentic, real Mexican." And that's about Taco Bell for me. That's about as far as I go, which is pretty authentic.
You're hurting.
Yeah, it's pretty authentic. It's real. And they took me to some restaurants where they had some cow tongue.
Oh, that's phenomenal. I'm telling you, if somebody knows how to cook cow tongue right, it's better than carne asada. If they know how to season it and you get the right salsas. Did you have it?
There's zero chance I'm tasting or eating a cow's tongue. Why would you do that?
I'm just telling you. See, the reason you're saying that, you're knocking it because you didn't try it.
Is that how you live your life? You got to try it to know if it's good or not?
I'm just telling you.
In everything or just certain things?
See, for example, so then there's another one called cabeza tacos.
Okay.
That's everything. That's the eyeballs, the brains.
Well, they brought those out. They brought out
and they're
the
like all
eyeballs.
slimy. I don't do the eyeballs. My mom likes the eyeballs, the brains and stuff.
What about the hoofs?
The hoofs?
Yeah, you
let me know. I haven't tried those, but if you try it,
there was
let
some
me know
soup
how
they
that
said
goes.
they did with them or something. that they
Okay,
made?
menudo is the stomach lining.
Okay.
That stuff will change your life for the cow.
You eat that too?
Oh man, that's so good.
Really?
Absolutely.
Wow.
A little spicy in there. I'm going to tell you about the tongue and the menudo, what they have in common. The texture's a little bit chewier. I like that. You like chewier texture?
If I'm eating candy, sure.
No. You got to get menudo. I'm just telling you. It's just try it.
Have you ever had Chick-fil-A?
Absolutely.
That stuff is really good, bro. Like, why would I not just go eat Chick-fil-A over a cow tongue?
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah. Because you're trying to support small business. That's why.
There you go.
There you go.
I love it.
Thanks.
Here we go. Favorite. You say favorite holiday was Christmas. Favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah. Elf. Yeah. With the
Is
kids.
it Elf?
Absolutely.
Kids love it.
Yeah,
The
they
snowball
love it.
fights and
Absolutely.
the 5 foods of like syrup and
World's best coffee, and he's spitting it out. Yeah, I like that part right there. Yeah.
It's a good one, man. Let's see here. Favorite place to travel.
Yeah. So my wife likes the Riviera Maya.
Okay.
And anywhere next to my wife is a vacation. And so she likes to go there, and I just go wherever she wants to go.
Favorite LA team.
Yeah,
Sports team.
Lakers.
Lakers is your number
Absolutely,
one team
yeah.
in LA. Let's see here. Do you have a favorite Kobe memory?
Favorite Kobe memory? No.
Any games, anything that you enjoyed? Have you read his book?
No, I have not.
Awesome book there. And then do you have a favorite YouTube channel?
Oh.
Minus your own.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite one that you watch or anything?
Favorite YouTube channel? Man, I can't say that I have, you know what I mean, a specific one, Andrew. That's
not a specific one that you watch. Is it the Eddie Wilson show?
No.
Yeah.
Eddie talks a big game.
Yeah.
But his YouTube channel's not on par. No, he
weak
needs
sauce.
to work on that.
It's
we need to
weak
talk
sauce.
to him about that.
It's cow
Absolutely.
tongue level. Not Chick-fil-A level, it's cow tongue level. You know what I mean? We're on the same
more
page.
hoof.
I like
It's more of a hoof,
the
level.
the hoof
Those
soup,
are down at the
hoof
bottom.
soup.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you about this, Freddie, which is the money is money is sign here.
Yeah.
And we got a great photo of you.
Yeah.
And,
wow, man. That's cool.
And obviously we started this because, like you said, so many times in business, and I think you're like the perfect author, if you will, of really what we're talking about here, is that people get distracted on what really money is about.
Yeah.
And they lose focus on what they're even supposed to do with it. You're not taking it with you. You're not going to get buried with it. There's got to be a bigger purpose of why you want it, right?
Okay.
And so I want you to put your answer here, sign it right here, and let's talk about it. Let me give you the Sharpie here.
Yep.
And there you go.
Let's do it. Got it.
Now sign that thing. There
Thanks.
we go. Give me this right
It's
here.
cool. Thank you.
All right. Let me see that thing right there. So Freddie's answer is, that's good, man. Freddie's answer is, money is successful relationships. Money is successful relationships. And I was going to tell you, I'm glad you wrote it down because it's amazing. For whatever reason, when you ask people on the show to write it, they forget how to spell certain words. Like common words that they would know how to spell.
Yeah.
But something about the camera or whatever it is.
I get it. It's the lights, yeah.
They forget the lights. I don't know what it is, but you got it right there. So your answer is money, which is the first time anybody's ever said money is successful relationships.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you? Why'd you put that?
So I think sometimes as entrepreneurs, we get laser focused on short-term goals, but we forget that long-term goal, which is a lot of us started these businesses so that we could have more time, more freedom with our spouse, with our children, travel. You know, you say about sporting things.
Right.
Since elementary, I'm at all my boys, and I have 4 boys, I'm at all their sporting things. I'm at their practices.
Yeah.
I'm leaving work, I'm not, I'm losing money, but I'm making memories.
Right.
And so if I could give one piece of advice, it would be sit down as a couple, ask the hard questions. I know we're making money, but are we losing something else? And do we need to slow down at that short term so that the long-term vision, we don't lose that? Because here's what happens. Sometimes we get frustrated because this year you didn't meet your goal. But I promise you, if you have these talks about how can we get there together, what are some things in my schedule and our schedule and priorities that we can change? Where do I need to value your input? I think in 10 years you'll look down the road and you will accomplish more even in your business together when you're talking.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's amazing because a lot of people put as the answer, they'll put, freedom or opportunity, which is all true and accurate. And a lot of times what they're really saying there is, I want freedom to spend time
Absolutely.
with people.
Absolutely.
The whole reason I'm willing to do this grind and hustle is because I want to create money so I can spend time with my loved ones.
But if I may say, but then what happens is in the search for freedom, we forget why we were doing it.
Exactly.
And we enslave ourselves to our business.
Exactly.
And you defeated the whole purpose of being an entrepreneur.
Yep.
Of getting somewhere together.
Yeah.
And so I would say, let's be careful that the business isn't running you and that you're running the business.
Yeah, because in any business, if you think about it, if you ever look at any successful, highly successful business owners, which I interview all the time, their businesses is really about relationships.
Absolutely.
They're about relationships. They build relationships constantly.
Yeah.
They just focus on how do I build relationships, and that's how they become successful.
Yeah, but and you go back and you asked me the question, I don't know if we answered it. I was getting home tired and giving my family my leftovers.
Yeah.
And I think what happens is, you get up early, you grind hard, and just sometimes you may be getting home too tired.
Sure.
And that's why sometimes I have to leave that entrepreneurial spirit in the vehicle and just walk in and say, hey, what do you need? Sometimes my wife will call me and she'll say, I don't know why I'm tired today. And I'll say, go take a nap. I'm going to pick up food.
Yeah.
I'll take care of the kids. Just go get some rest. But I'm telling you, we have more money than ever. We have more followers than ever, more success than ever. But I'm telling you, at the core, our marriage is stronger than ever.
Yeah, love it. If I gave you the floor here, Freddie, to give some advice, and I know it's tough to give advice in a short amount of time as you speak for days on this topic. It's one topic. But what would you want the viewers to kind of take, these business owners that are in this midst of exactly what you're talking about, what would you want them to take away from this interview, from your message today?
Yeah, so when we reject our spouse's needs, you're not rejecting that person's need. You're actually rejecting the person. So what I do in a seminar, I bring my wife on the platform, Andrew, and I tell the people this, I never do this at home because it physically hurts me, and I put a chair behind my wife, and I tap on my wife's shoulder but pretend I'm pushing her, and the whole crowd I say, it hurt you too, right?
Yeah.
I said, the reason it hurt you is because you saw a physical example, but the problem is this is what we do to each other emotionally. So we're saying yes to everybody, right? You'll stay out till 1, 2 in the morning because you have a business opportunity.
Right, sure.
But we get home, I feel like we're getting home too tired. We're giving our family our leftovers. And if you would go home one more time and say, what do you need?
Yeah.
What's your dream? How could I do it different so that we get to the finish line together? And I just think if you had 5 minutes to listen to your spouse's heart, with your heart open, it would change you.
Yeah.
And I do feel that when your marriage gets stronger, your relationship gets stronger, you both now, I feel like making money then becomes your second focus, and you could even be more successful because now your partnership is stronger than ever.
Yeah. Love it, man. I was thinking about this interview, looking back on it, and one of the things that I absolutely love that a couple of huge takeaways that I had here was when I asked you, Freddie, at the very beginning, I said, tell me a little bit about who you are. And you did not say, I'm a social guru that's got 18 million followers. You did not say that you have videos of 150 million views. You did not lead with, I have a real estate empire that I own and control. That you're an international speaker. You didn't say that. I don't know if you know this, but the very first thing when I said, who are you? The first answer was, you said, I'm a husband. It was the very first word out of your mouth. And I think it goes to the core of who you are as a person. And extremely humble, gracious man. And the other thing I love that you said, which I love this attitude, which I think so many more people could do, which is that chief servant. Come home and say, what can I do to help? Versus coming home as the boss.
Yeah.
Leave that boss hat in the car, leave that boss hat at where you were the boss. Yeah. But when you come home, change the attitude, flip the script, and say, what can I do to help right now? And it's an incredible advice, incredible, like one little piece that was incredible advice.
That little piece, Andrew, changed our marriage and our outlook. Just me getting home saying, how can I serve you today?
Yeah. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Freddie, I love having this show, man. You got some great, great insight on business owners, entrepreneurs, and how they create a healthy relationship to further what their actual vision is with their partner. Yeah. Incredible stuff. I want to get you on some more because I want to go dive deeper into how do we help business owners accomplish this. Which I think you could absolutely do in our community. So again, thanks for being on the show. For those that are watching, you guys make sure you follow Freddie, follow him on social media, as well as website. We'll put on the screen, FreddyDeAnda.com. That's Freddie with a Y, .ie. And awesome, awesome guy. For those that are watching, appreciate it. We will see you next week on The Money Is Show.